people who are really into trading, especially people who are more well known for trading in the game, are holding on to all sorts of team of the weeks, whatever they can store in their club and whatever they can fit comfortably on their transfer list. There are plenty of what you might call higher level traders who apply this same trading concept in their clubs. Okay, so even though they may not be able to time exactly when those cards will spike in price, they know that statistically the prices will inevitably go up and they're willing to hold until that point in time. So if you're someone who's a little bit concerned about the team of the week investment, I would say try not to panic or worry about it. But if you need to liquidate any bit of those cards in order to buy players that you want to use, definitely feel free to do that. But don't worry about holding on to these cards, because compared to the rest of the market, these cards will generally at least hold their value, if not rise, between now and Black Friday. Whereas most of the actual meta market and actually usable players will go down in price continuously between now and Black Friday. Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to make a follow-up video on the Team of the Week and Black Friday, the video that I made roughly 10 days ago or so. I want to talk a little bit about Team of the Weeks and a few things surrounding Black Friday. And we'll touch on a little bit of the stuff behind me as well on the screen here. So firstly, let's talk about Team of the Weeks, because I know I've gotten follow-up questions from a few of you sort of wondering when Team of the Weeks will go up. Now, I want to reiterate that this is the sort of investment where you have to be a bit more patient than other investments, because throughout the beginning of November, Team of the Weeks usually stay relatively close to their discard value, but historically, they spike a lot, especially very close to Black Friday. Now, one other thing is that my preferred version of investing, as far as this game goes, is identifying meta and rare cards that you enjoy, that you would like to use, that can be expected to maintain or increase in value over the course of you using that card. To me, that's the best way to invest in this game, because then it not only doubles as an investment, sort of, let's say, quote unquote, financially for your club, but also it improves your experience actually playing the game. That's by far better than any other investment you could possibly have in the game. But this Team of the Week leading up to Black Friday investment is one of the next best types of investments, even though you have to be patient. Now, what I should have mentioned in the past video, which I didn't really get to, it didn't cross my mind at the time to talk about it, is that yes, this year we have a lot more tradable Team of the Week supply than we did last year. And I was doing comparisons of last year to this year, and that is true. But even if Team of the Weeks don't peak at the same level as they did last year, which was 40K. And by the way, last year, not only did they peak at 40K on Black Friday, but they actually went to 50K plus after Black Friday, because that is how low the tradable supply was of Team of the Weeks. It was a big problem for the market. And tons of people made tons of coins, like investors and traders made tons of coins on Team of the Weeks last year because of this. Now, yes, there's a lot more supply this year. So some people might be afraid and thinking, okay, Team of the Weeks are never going to rise much above their discard price. This is where I don't fully agree. I'm not really panicked about that sort of thing. And here's essentially why. Although there is more theoretical supply, there's also not as many people even qualifying for weekend league foot champs. And there's even fewer people that are hitting the ranks of rank 2, rank 1 in foot champs than they may have in previous years. There's a lot more RNG in this game. On PC, there's lots of hackers. For anyone using cross play, they're also experiencing hackers at higher ELOs. I'm experiencing hackers at higher ELOs in weekend league as well. I would consider myself at minimum a rank 3 player. I've gotten a couple rank 2s. I've never gotten rank 1. But this year, I don't even think it's going to be possible to get rank 1, because it's going to be inevitable that I'll run into at least one hacker in the weekend league run. But my point is that even though there's theoretical supply for sure above and beyond last year, I don't think it's anything super crazy. And also, I have a bit of a sort of theory, let's say, that the supply that people do have in their clubs of team of the weeks is being used for gamble picks, like lots of party bags or hero picks or packs or gamble packs for icons. And I don't think that many people are saving lots of team of the weeks in their SBC storage and planning very far ahead. I don't think many people are doing that. Probably some people are. I am, because I'm very conservative with which SBCs I choose to do. But that's pretty much it as far as the team of the weeks. If you're holding team of the weeks, just hold them. I've actually not sold any of the first owner team of the weeks that I've packed over the whole game cycle so far, because I know that they're going to gradually increase in value, and I want to see where they are at when Black Friday comes. Okay, and on top of that, I have bought and kept dozens of team of the weeks at near discard-ish price, maybe plus a couple K, no big deal. Now, the reason why I have the screen behind us here, really briefly, is that sometimes when you make investments, you can get unexpectedly lucky as well. And I'm hoping that all of you who did invest in Team of the Weeks when we talked about it got lucky as well. I hope. That's all I can do. I can hope that that's the case, because with this Mathis Tell, essentially it was an SBC that revolved around league SBCs, and that really made some players, including Team of the Week players, skyrocket in price. Now, I happen to have 4 of them from the investing that we talked about 10 days ago. So in this way, I did get lucky. And so from just 4 of them making close to 120K before tax, that profit would have paid for any little bit of premium, maybe 2K premium per card that I bought in total. So if I bought like 60 tradable team of the weeks, I've already covered basically the even potential loss or downside just from 4 of them in this case. And the rest is just all upside. Okay. And also further in the transfer list, I happen to have a few other cards from some of those rare clubs as far as the League SBC goes. And I sold those for a few thousand coins each as well. So it ended up working out pretty well. I had no real interest in completing the Tell card, especially on PC. It doesn't really make sense to do that. But I know for other people, if they like that player or something like that, or they like the play style, kudos to them. They could complete it. I would prefer a couple 100,000 coins instead of that player personally. So I didn't choose to do the League SBC to acquire him, essentially. So I still have a minimum of like 60 plus tradable team of the weeks at least. I'm not even going to bother counting how many I have, but I have lots of them. On top of that, I have dozens of first owner packed team of the weeks that I didn't bother selling or discarding at any point so far in the game cycle. So if and when they rise, I will, get the profit on those cards. And if they don't rise, then you really didn't lose much. And that's the truth. And one last thing I want to mention is that one of the key points I mentioned in the past video was that you essentially have a choice at this stage in the game. Either you keep onto your meta cards that are expected to keep crashing in the weekly market crashes leading up to Black Friday, and they have been crashing a lot every week. Or you don't use those types of cards, especially gold cards, and you instead leave some of your coins in the team of the weeks, which are not expected to crash because they really can't crash because they're near the bottom anyways. And they're only really expected to rise, if anything. So if you did that, like I've done, for example, you've actually made coins relative to the typical player in this market because you weren't losing lots of coins on your meta gold cards in the meantime. So that's pretty much all I want to say. I would say that if you're holding team of the weeks, don't have any anxiety around it. Don't panic. If you need to liquidate a little bit of it for some liquidity because you want to buy certain cards in the meantime to have fun playing the game, then that makes total sense. Go ahead and do that. But if you're not in a rush to buy certain cards, you know that between now and actual Black Friday, right, the market will continue to crash. It will only bounce back on and after Black Friday. The weekend of Black Friday, the market will be expected to rebound. You can expect that. So as long as you're not holding on to those types of cards that will crash, you'll be doing fine as far as your coin balance and stuff like that. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. I know this is a sort of investment you have to be more patient with. Like I said in the last video, in one of the previous videos, it's not my favorite type of investing, but it is a safe way to invest coins, especially at this point in the game cycle. I haven't uploaded in a couple days because I've been training like an animal. I've been reprioritizing more soccer training, football training as well, on top of what I do sort of resistance training wise. But I'm still here, going to be consistent with the uploads. I want to talk about a variety of things. One last thing I want to point out is that people who are really into trading, especially people who are more well known for trading in the game, are holding on to all sorts of team of the weeks, whatever they can store in their club and whatever they can fit comfortably on their transfer list. There are plenty of what you might call higher level traders who apply this same trading concept in their clubs. Okay, so even though they may not be able to time exactly when those cards will spike in price, they know that statistically the prices will inevitably go up and they're willing to hold until that point in time. So if you're someone who's a little bit concerned about the team of the week investment, I would say try not to panic or worry about it. But if you need to liquidate any bit of those cards in order to buy players that you want to use, definitely feel free to do that. But don't worry about holding on to these cards, because compared to the rest of the market, these cards will generally at least hold their value, if not rise, between now and Black Friday. Whereas most of the actual meta market and actually usable players will go down in price continuously between now and Black Friday. And on and after Black Friday, most of that market will rebound. But by then, hopefully, we make a bunch of coins on Team of the Weeks and other investments in the meantime. So, with that being said, hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. And I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.